Hello, my name is Emily, and I'm standing at the gates to one of the most mysterious cities in the world, Raincliff. Here's someone. Excuse me, sir. May I ask you a few questions?
Today's episode features Mystery Trackers, Raincliff's Phantoms, released in February 2014 by Elephant Games through Big Fish Games. This is the sequel to the Mystery Trackers Raincliff. The game begins one snowy day in Raincliff because a young reporter called Emily White was sent there for an assignment by her boss to investigate rumors of another group of invisible people who have moved into the area. Despite the big sign forbidding anyone to enter the again abandoned town and a rather privacy-conscious local rudely told her to leave, what does somebody who badly needs the gig and the money got to do? She goes in. No security, no accompanying cameraman, just by herself. Either her boss really hates her and wants to get rid of her, or they're really tight with money. Sounds like fun. What could possibly go wrong? And then she disappeared. I think they killed her. And that's when the Mystery Tracker's master detective comes back to find her. The master detective finds her half-eaten remains. Of course, this means returning to the town that nearly killed you, the master detective, the last time you went to save the Brown siblings. And once again, Raincliff, the ghetto in the snow, is as deadly and weird as ever. Because it's still anything but abandoned, and its strange and invisible inhabitants don't like you sticking your nose into their business again. After all, a Mystery Tracker's agent, you, by the way, did nearly blow the place up last time. As before, invisible people, albeit the dodgy ones, are running amok in Raincliff. This time though, they're invisible by artificial means as part of their condition to become a resident, and all seem to be afraid of their self-appointed leader called the Headless One, who rules the town with an iron fist and a thermal surveillance. Unlike its prequel, you won't be solving this case on your own, as this time you have your trusty buddy Elf helping you retrieve stuff. Just make sure you don't get him out of your sight. Perhaps learning from their previous mistake in the first Raincliff game, the developers have added here a map that shows available action and allows the player to jump into another scene effortlessly. So you won't be needing this guy as much as you used to, like in the prequel Raincliff game. The inventory section, found in the middle of the interface, is lockable. Instead of a journal, there's a task list, and along the game, we find Emily's video camera, which allows us to play the videotapes that she's hidden all over Raincliff, which can be found through the clues given by the Polaroid photos that she left behind. The playback of the videotapes provides the cutscenes showing Emily's findings and her meeting and getting rescued by Prince Andre Vittori from the Isola Kingdom and his little sister Simona, who were hiding in exile in Raincliff after a rebellion took over Isola and killed their parents. Aside from the usual hogs, about 15 of them in this game, and 29 mini puzzle scenes, this game also has an optional frost mode, in which the detective has to periodically find morphing objects which will help maintain their core body temperature. If the player goes too long without finding one, their character will freeze, although this has no significant impact to the gameplay itself. Frost mode can be turned off at any time by players who find it too distracting. But there's an extra achievement unlocked by completing the game in Frost mode. There are 15 Mr. Toad cards to collect and 17 achievements, as this game aims to please HOPA gamers of all experiences. Unlike Raincliff, Raincliff's Phantoms no longer employ live actors in the game. Perhaps because blending a live character into the surroundings is more of a technical chore and sometimes is a hit and miss for HOPA fans. The game and resources online indicated that the Headless One is a distant relation of the Brand family, the original Invisibles in the first Raincliff game. However, since Andre was able to reverse his invisibility, it could only mean that the Headless One's invisibility is only artificially induced. But I wonder if his antidote can somehow be used to reverse the invisibility of Dorian, Arabella, and her child. Or even if their genetic condition can be somehow reversed by the said antidote, I doubt that Dorian would want to have it, especially if it's coming from an unpleasant relative. It's like accepting a Christmas present from the relative that you hated to see at the Christmas family reunion. Regarding invisible people, so if Dorian and his siblings are like this, and the Headless One is like this, so these people are Luckily, in Andre's research notes while looking for the cure, he wrote that the ones who are completely invisible are those who wore their clothes for a long time because the brain somehow learns to extend the invisibility effect onto their clothing. Thus, this complete invisibility phenomenon is only down to someone who forgot to put on fresh clothes and not because Raincliff suddenly turned into a nudist colony of invisibles. The climax of the story ends when the detective went to rescue Andre and Simona from the Headless One's clutches and in the process finding the cure for invisibility. Although Simona was able to receive the antidote, Andre wasn't, as he used it to defend himself from the Headless One who tried to stab him. So the Headless One is headless no more, just hairless. Okay, my bad. The bonus game continues the story of Andre's quest to regain his visibility. He's almost reached a breakthrough, but still needs some ingredients, so he asks the agent to help him finish the project. While searching for the remaining essential ingredients, one would observe that the mystery trackers have evacuated all of the inhabitants, but at the same time sealed parts of the town, which is now part of the challenge. Once again, more hogs and mini puzzles to encounter, although the highlight of the game is reading the detective's snarky thoughts. After obtaining the remaining ingredients and creating the cure, the prince is able to regain his visibility. Conveniently for Andre and Simona, by that time the tyrant who took over Isola was toppled over and they can now safely return to their kingdom with him as the rightful heir to the throne. Of course, before they leave for home, Andre proposes to Emily, whom he has fallen in love with.
Now we've a queen as well!
Eat your heart out, Princess Kate! Very cute ending, although we didn't get to glimpse much of Emily's thoughts about her feelings for Andre. But then again, we spent most of the gameplay looking for her, and upon finding her, she was mostly unconscious or almost always gets abducted. Aside from the bonus game, the collector's edition contains the usual extras such as wallpapers, concept art, music, and strategy guide. In some ways, Elephant Games sort of made some improvements in the gameplay, although I must say that some aspects of the story plot make it not as strongly cohesive as the prequel game. I suppose, as the saying goes, you can't have everything. So that wraps up our Throwback Thursday gaming. Once again, this is the HOPA Gamer, and thank you for watching. So be sure to be on the lookout when we...
Who are you? And what do you want? Sonia! Help me!